All right, let's see what our second look at second quarter GDP. It's a barn burner. 3.7 from
Wow.
2.3 to
Wow.
3.7. That is indeed a large number.
Wow, large number. GDP. But people don't understand what happened today. Remember, this crash, again, not for the gang member, it's a correction for our gang member because we did just terrific, making money watching this market go down. But let's use the word crash. This crash, and remember Monday, we had a crash on Friday, 500 points, but it was Monday. It was incredible. We've never seen this where the market dropped so fast. And it dropped nearly 1,300 points. And they had to come back in, and the plunger team, now remember who the plunger team is. It's the Secretary of Treasury. It's the chairman of the SEC, the chairman of the Commodities Future Trading Commission, and of course it's Aunt B, the Fed chair. Now this group meets every day with the president, and they decide where they're going to open up the market, close the market, whatever. It's called the plunger team. They've been denying it for years, but that's what it is. It's the plunger team. Greenspan admitted they had a plunger team to rig the markets, the opening, the closes. And now I don't mean every day in a normal market. I'm talking about markets like this. So with this big sell-off we had, there was a problem. They had to come and stop it, backstop it. So the first thing they did is they had to rig the GDP to show we had more growth than they thought we had. Because, and secondly, they had to help out the banks. The banks. That was the first thing on their minds when they saw the market going down. They had to help out the banks because the margin calls were incredible. If you wondered why your gold was going down, everybody was emailing me, panic on gold. Because remember, we bought gold and we did very good. Matter of fact, our GDX, if you were a gang member, you'll recall this. GDX, we purchased GDX when it was around $14, went up to about $16. And then on Friday, last Friday, it was about a 14% gain. And then last Friday, I said, take your profits, keep a little bit, but take most of your profits. Because gold was dropping, and gold started to drop quickly because these people who were had margins. We have almost $600 billion in margins. That means people go to the bank. Now, I'm not talking about regular people on the street. I'm talking about Wall Street people. I'm talking about hedge fund people, the big boys. They go in and they borrowed over $500 billion. That margin debt is a record high. So the plunger team has to come in and help the banks. Because remember what the banks did. The reason why the banks got out of loaning money, remember they were going to help out everybody on Main Street whose home was upside down? Well, they decided not to do that. They weren't going to loan to those people. They also decided not to loan to Main Street businesses. Well, where did they get their business then? Well, what they did, they exchanged that type of business. They said, let's not do that. Let's not help. Let's not help America. Let's not build the country. Let's help ourselves, the 1 percentile. So what we'll do is instead of loaning to the homeowner, instead of loaning to the business, loaning to the entrepreneur to create jobs, we'll loan money to the hedge funds, the 1 percentile, to go and they can buy all the stocks because we're going to rig the stock market for 6 years because we're going to do quantitative easing. We're going to put trillions of dollars into the stock market. We're going to do everything we can to rocket up the market 160%. So let's loan all this money to the hedge funds. That's what they did. So now with this market sell-off, one of the biggest profits for your banks, the biggest profits for the bank, a big profit center, was these loaning money to these folks. Now they had to call them, and they had to call the loans in. And many of these big hedge funds, they had in their portfolio gold. So they had to sell off their gold. And that's why I told my gang again today, don't get ready. We bought a little, I said, let's buy just a little bit of gold here. We'll watch it. But I think gold can go back up because gold got hit through these margin costs. So it was interesting to see today, too. They came in with the GDP. They revised it because they had to revise the GDP. They had to stop this market from going down. So what they did, they came in and said, gee, we made a mistake. We made a mistake on the economic growth. We thought it was only 2.3. Oh my God, it was 3.7, not 2.3 the second quarter. Oh, and by the way, remember that second quarter GDP, they said it was going to come in at 2.9. And it came in at 2.3. Big miss. So what they did today, they said, hey, wait a minute. we found a whole bunch of inventory. We didn't realize these companies had inventory. Yeah, they had them in trucks and they had them in boxes. We didn't see this inventory. Let's get all this inventory on the shelves. But remember what they do with inventory. They consider it sold when it's on the shelves. Yeah, that's how they figure it sold. You and I, if I have inventory, if I own a store and I sell ties, I don't consider a profit when it's sitting on the shelves. It's a profit when I sell it. But only Wall Street could do this kind of creative accounting. Only Wall Street, only Washington, where they consider it sold while it's sitting on the shelves. And that's what they did. So they came up and they jacked it up today to 3.7%. They were going to do anything they could to save the banks, their profit center. They were loaning money to hedge funds. They were going to do that by taking the GDP and revising it today. It's unbelievable. And so the stock market, I said in the last, if you ask my gang, when the market went down on Monday, the big sell-off on Monday, I said, relax. This market's going to go down on the S&P, and she's going to come right back up to 190. That's where the base is going to be. Then they're going to try to rally it from there. And I said, we're going to have a great opportunity to buy some stocks if you're experienced. Not to hold. We're talking about buying some stocks for a couple days because they're going to take Facebook and Starbucks and Apple and Disney and Nike, these top names, and I knew exactly what CNBC was going to say. Hey, now's the time to come in and start buying. Buy on the pullback. Buy on the pullback. Starbucks. Buy on the pullback. Apple. So I said we could take advantage of this for a few days, and we did. We did, and we watched these stocks go up. Facebook. We watched Facebook turn around, and after it sold off, went all the way down to $72, and today it's up to about $90. Yeah, that's called a snapback. But guess what? If you don't know what you're doing, if you that was a 25% move in Facebook. But guess what? If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get hurt when it comes back down. You got to wait until the institutions that own most of the stock in Facebook, you got to make sure that they are buying the stock, accumulating it again to hold the stock. The big moves like this that you see in the stock market, all that is the big guys, the hedge funds, where once again, when the stock drops down 25%, remember, they short it. They bet it's going down. They're shorting it. Well, when they have to buy it back. They have to buy it back. So if I sell you a stock, I'm going to short a stock. I borrow the stock from you at $80. I believe it's going to go down to 40. So when it goes down to 40, then I buy it from you at 40. You see? So that's big move on the way back up is nothing more than anybody who sold it short buying their own shares back. And people misunderstand that. And these guys on CNBC will tell you, buy the stock, it's going up. But you're going to get hurt. It's going up for the wrong reasons. But here's the key. The reason why they wanted Starbucks, they're going to move Starbucks up 25%, and Apple 25%, and Disney 25%. After it dropped, and they're going to move it up in the next couple of days because of the margins for the banks. They had to help out the banks. So we knew that was going to happen. We took advantage of it. We're doing pretty well with it. But if you don't know what you're doing, don't be chasing these stocks now because they're going to test the lows again. Hey, we'll be right back with a lot more.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Philsgang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Philsgang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. You know, everybody's been panicked about the crash. You've been told by CNBC there wasn't going to be a crash. The stocks were cheap. I've been telling you just the opposite. I've been telling you that going all the way back to June 2014. And then again, 2015, both May and July, and I said to start shorting. And if you were a gang member, you'd be pretty happy right now. Join my gang, learn how to short.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. You know, on May 29th, I warned that a stock market crash was coming. I also warned in July. Both times, I was watching my technology, my PT2 chart, and it turned from green to red. Both in May and July, we had substantial warnings. We saw the industrials fall. We saw that the market, the Chinese market was falling, was getting worse. Oil was falling. Copper was falling. Everything was falling. But again, CNBC was telling you, hey, things are cheap. Diversify. Everything's wonderful. But my chart was giving me something different. And on both those occasions, both in May and July, I told my gang, let's short the stock market now, because my PT2 chart indicated a sell-off was coming in. And we did. And we had a wonderful ride all the way down. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. Remember, on May 29th and July 28th, I said to short the market. The market was going to experience a correction. How did I know? My PT2. Check it out. This is not a crash for us. We're experiencing a correction because we are now making money on our stocks because we're shorting it. Using our PT2 identified for us when they were pulling their money out, both in May and July, and we were right there to pull our money out too. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. Stock market corrections may seem like random occurrences, but the fact is, market corrections are bound to happen. But what if you could see the correction coming in advance? What if you could be prepared to short the market before it's too late? Don't get caught off guard. Become a philsgang.com member and get all the daily market information, investment strategies, and be prepared to make profits when the market is up or the market is down. You can do this for only $49.95 a month. Learn how to invest in the market, get daily coaching guidance on your investments, and take the first step of putting profits in your pocket. With philsgang.com, you just log on and get daily instructions on how to invest in the market. You don't have to worry about long-term contracts or hidden fees. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived, so just log on and enjoy the ride to profits. philsgang.com. Go to philsgang.com or give them a call today at 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel on youtube.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Go to my video channel. Just go to philsgang.com and you can check it out. I got a special video for you, and it's free. And the video, if you take a look at it, it says how Phil and the PT2 identified the market crash. And it will show you how in July it turned from green to red. And I told my gang when it was at 2, I said, sell short the market because it's going to collapse. That was the last week of July, and you'll see it on my video. You'll see exactly where it turned from green to red. I'm not making this up. You will see it on the chart, and then the market dropped about 12%. The S&P dropped about 12%. So what I'm asking you is go look at the video, join the gang, because that's the position you should be in. You always hear me say, if you're a gang member, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And you are. Because for a gang, this is not a crash. A crash is something that is out of control. You're trying to correct, but you can't control it. The pilot can't control his plane. He's trying to correct it, but it crashes. Pilot error. This, is investor error. But if you're with me, you would have identified in July that this was going to happen. You would have, again, known in advance. You would have taken your profits like we did and get ready to short and enjoy it and make money on the way down. We did the same thing with 7 stocks: Schlumberger, Goldman Sachs, Intel, Caterpillar, IBM, Walmart, and NSC, the railroad. All those stocks, we had short positions on those stocks right before the market collapsed. And people ask me, how did I do this? How did I know that? How did I know to do that? Again, it's technology. Technology is a wonderful thing. It's incredible. And all we know is as long as we follow the institutions and we have the technology to follow the institutions who do all the buying of these stocks, when they take their money out, why would we be in? Are you nuts? Why would we stay in? Why would we stay in? It makes no sense. Here, give you an example. When you listen to these educated nincompoops, these advisors, they're just after your money. They're not giving you good advice because they do not get paid on the returns. When you give them money, they don't. You give somebody $100,000, they do not get paid on how the return they made on that $100,000. They take a piece of your $100,000. If they had to get paid on the return only, they'd be starving to death. Here's an example. Listen to this dope on CNBC today.
So is Tiffany a buy?
Look, I think so. And I think it's really good to see the stock trading higher here as the trading day's gone on. I wrote a note to our clients this morning basically saying, look, the results of Tiffany, the trends of Tiffany are much stronger than these headlines would suggest.
No, that's not why the stock's going higher. Tiffany, like all stocks, and if you put it up on the chart, I'll do it right now. I put it up TIF. Go to my site, philsgang.com, if you're in front of a computer, or click on Watch Live if you have a computer or you have a mobile device. I want to show you what this dope's telling people to do, and you are going to get hurt listening to these dopes. So I just put Tiffany up. I put it up on my PT2. He's telling people, you heard what he said. You heard what he said. You know what's going on with this stock? Look at it. This stock was just one of the few stocks that did not rally back up big. Example, if you take the stocks like Disney, that rallied back up 13% since the stock market crashed on Monday. Today's Thursday, starting yesterday, between yesterday and today, Disney went up 13%, Nike went up 19%, Twitter went up 28%, Boeing 14%, Starbucks 31%, Facebook 25%. So the market crash started on Friday, continued Monday morning, and then we had Tuesday, and we had Wednesday, and we had Tuesday and Wednesday, and now those are all the way back up. But again, you can't trust it. And I'll explain that in a moment because they went up for the wrong reasons. But I'm trying to explain to you, this guy is harping that you buy Tiffany. So this advisor, people think, well, he's a financial advisor. I better listen to him. He must know something that I don't know. He must be really good at this. He's on TV. He's on CNBC. I better listen to him. He knows all the stuff I don't. I don't know anything about market caps. I don't know anything about trailing PE ratios or price to book or price to profit. God, I don't know how to judge the CEO on return on assets he gets or return on equity. I don't know how to judge him. I need this advisor. Are you nuts? Take a look at it. This is the one stock. Let me tell you from its low. It was at 81.51. Okay, the stock dropped from $96 down to 81. Down to 81. Now, the stock, okay, today off of 81 bucks right now, it's at 82. So we had a 15% drop and it's only going back up. 15% drop, it's only going back up about 2%. While you got the other stocks like Starbucks going back up 31%, Apple 22%. So again, but if you had my chart, if you were with me and you just clicked up, put up your PT2 chart, you listened to what he said. You said, are you kidding? No, I'm going to stay short. I'm not going to buy this stock. All right, so what's going on? What is going on with this rally? Why did these stocks, Monday, the crash, then we had Tuesday and Wednesday, here we are Thursday, and these stocks are sailing going up. Because remember what they did. The plunger team come in and they had to save the day. But they're not bigger than the market. The plunger team had to come in and save the day. And who they were saving? The banks. Because remember, the big business for these banks, they got rid of your mortgage business. They don't do mortgages. They don't do business loans anymore. Their big business is loaning to Wall Street hedge funds margin debt. Margin debt. That's how banks took a big hit in the last few days, and they had to make sure they didn't take a hit. They had to get the stock prices back up so they didn't have to call on the margins. Or otherwise, these banks would take a hit on profits the next quarter. We'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. What is Phil's Gang? Phil'sGang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Why aren't you using the spiders? Why are you paying 63% of the money you saved as a fee? 401k, you are paying in fees 63% of the money that you saved. That is crazy. Why don't you switch to the spiders? Join my gang, Phil's Gang, and do what millions of people do. Use the spiders. 500 best stocks in the world.
Find out more at philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
You should expect that your advisor is going to make outbound calls to you. Yes, we make outbound calls to all of our clients at least twice a year.
Twice a year? I hear my ex-wife call me more than that. You nuts? Twice a year? And she's not managing my money. Are you nuts? Twice a year? You're sitting there and the stock market's going down 1,300 points on an open, and you're hoping he calls you? No, that doesn't happen at Phil's Gang. At philsgang.com, we have technology so that we're in charge of our stocks. We're in control. We don't call these crashes. We call these corrections. Look, join the gang, Phil's Gang. Be part of our gang. Be part of a correction, not a crash, using our technology. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's only $49.95. That's philsgang.com, $49.95. See you on the charts.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
You should expect that your advisor is going to make outbound calls to you. Yes, we make outbound calls to all of our clients at least twice a year.
Twice a year? I hear my ex-wife call me more than that. You nuts? Twice a year? And she's not managing my money. Are you nuts? Twice a year? You're sitting there and the stock market's going down 1,300 points on an open, and you're hoping he calls you? No, that doesn't happen at Phil's Gang. At philsgang.com, we have technology so that we're in charge of our stocks. We're in control. We don't call these crashes. We call these corrections. Look, join the gang, Phil's Gang. Be part of our gang. Be part of a correction, not a crash, using our technology. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's only $49.95. That's philsgang.com, $49.95. See you on the charts.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by philsgang.com.
This is a market addicted to the heroin of cheap money. Think about how absurd it is. We're all sitting here talking about buying stocks, doing this. I hear all these great analysts saying how we should get involved in the market, look for this stock, that stock. And the only thing that's telling them to do this, as opposed to what they said yesterday, is the fact that Bill Dudley came out and said, maybe we shouldn't raise rates this year. Think about, we're not even talking about raise rates to 1% on the Fed funds. We're talking about a possible 25 basis point move on the Fed funds rate. It shows you that this is a sick, perverted market. After a while, it gets sick listening to these traders talk about what to buy a day after they told us what to sell.
And he's so right. That's Charlie Gasparino. He's so right. And so here, Facebook, it dropped. Remember, this thing started to drop on Friday from 94. Went down to 72, and today it's back up. It's back up to the high today is 87. So actually, it dropped from 94 to 87. So it went from 94 down to 94 to 71. They shot it right back up to 87. So that means it just really dropped from Friday from 94 to where we are today, 87. So wait a minute. How did this gain back that kind of move? What changed? Well, let's take a look at another stock. Let's look at Starbucks. Starbucks on Friday dropped, and I'll try to get these percentages for you. Dropped from Friday from $56 all the way down to 42, and back up to 56 today. So it dropped 25%, turned around, went back up 25%. What changed in a few days? Now let's take Apple. Apple, okay, this was a slower mover. Apple dropped from 114, went down to 92, and back up to 113. So wait a minute. So what's going on is they're going back to exactly where they started? What's going on here? Disney dropped on Friday from 105, went down to 90, and today is back up to 102. So it dropped from 105 Today it's at 102, so 105 to 102. But it went originally from 105 all the way down to 90. Then in 4 days it's back up to almost where it was. So what's going on? Well, it's simple. It's the plunger team. They can't afford. Everything's been the banks. Everything. This market, one day, I'm going to tell you, this market's going to collapse. When it collapses, I mean, it's going to be big. It's going to be huge. And by the way, this big rally we've had to pull these leadership. These are leadership stocks like Nike. Give you an example. Dropped from, and I'll give a percentage. It dropped from a 111 on Friday, and Monday it was down to $94. 111 to 94. That's 2 days, 15%. And know where it is today? 112. 112. Not only did it make it all the way back up, but it also has got a profit on it. So here's what's going on. And they're going to give this all back again. When you have them engineering the stock market to take care of just the banks and the 1 percentile, here they are again. Here they are. This is just like November 2008. When this market started to crash, the plunger team came in November 2008. They rigged the game right there. They rigged the accounting rules, changed the accounting rules. They brought the QE money in. They did everything to get this market to rally 160% over 6 years. Who were they protecting? The 1 percentile and the banks. How did the folks make out? How did the folks on Main Street make out? You didn't. You lost $6 trillion while they made $12 trillion. How's that? Now, so this time the market drops again. They couldn't control it. The plunger team comes in and said, we got to stop this because we got to help the banks. Why? Because the banks, again, one of their biggest profit centers is margin money, meaning they were taking a huge hit, a big profit hit. Next quarter, if they didn't do this, the next quarter, these bank stocks would have been down big, and that would have brought the stock market down another 20%. So they came in and engineered it to bring it right back up to protect the banks. So they didn't have to call the hedge funds and say, you got to keep liquidating the margins. You got to keep liquidating the margins. See, that's what controlled this. You see, you need to remember, the level of margin debt relative to the economy has had nearly an 80% negative correlation to future stock returns in the following 3 years. Let me repeat. The level of margin debt, okay, what it does is it has a direct correlation to the future stock returns. Future stock returns, which means in the next 3 years, the 1 percentile would give back about half of what they gained in the last 6 years. So they had to stop that too. They weren't going to let that happen. Meaning the higher the level of margin debt relative to our economic growth, the lower the returns for the stock market over the future 3 years. Which, if you do the math, we'd be down 50% than where we are now. So they had to come in and protect the banks. And you wouldn't believe the margins these banks have. I mean, just huge. I mean, you're talking Morgan Stanley, $25 billion they loaned in margin money. $25 billion. That's up 37% from a year ago. Bank of America, that owns brokerage firm Merrill Lynch, $38 billion in loans. Are you kidding? They're up 14% in the same period from a year ago. Wells Fargo, their loans, $59 billion, up 16% from over a year ago. So let's think about this. So here you got Morgan Stanley loaned out $25 billion. Okay, Bank of America's loaned out $38 billion. Wells Fargo's loaned out another $59 billion. I don't even have all the other banks. So they said, wow, wait a minute. And so Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, Bank of America on the phone to the hedge funds, and they're saying, you got to pay me back right now today because Monday when we went down 1,300 points, they had a call in their notes. Well, calling in their notes means their biggest profit center, and remember what they did? They replaced loaning these gangsters and these hedge funds, gave them all the money back in November of 2008, saying to them, we're going to rig this market to go up 160%. And the bank said, boy, we're going to make a fortune in the next six years. So let's do this. Let's not loan the small businesses on Main Street. Let's not loan the small homeowners on Main Street. Who cares about the economy? Who cares about the economy? Look at the money we're going to make in the next 6 years with this engineering, with the financially engineered market. Thank you, Mr. Obama. And Bush before him, same thing. The two of those gangsters. So you think all these big banks, that not only did you and I bail them out, we bailed them out. Then we went back. Hey, can I get a loan for my little business here? I want to put 6 more employees on, and I want to add on. No, we don't loan to businesses. My house, can I refund? No. Why? Well, we just took the $25 billion and we're going to give it. We're going to take and use that money. We're going to give it to hedge fund guys on Wall Street, so that we're going to make a fortune loaning them money. So because they're going to make a fortune and we're going to make a fortune as the market goes up. So just think what they did, what this guy Obama and Bush did. They threw us aside to give these guys money to loan to hedge fund guys that they knew the market was rigged, so the market was going to go up 160%. Making a fire. Now, the first time we get a hiccup in the market, it was like the fire truck coming out. You could hear the sirens. We got to stop this because we're going to hurt the banks with the margin calls. So that means next quarter, my God, it would show these banks took a loss next quarter. We can't do that. Let's get in there and engineer this thing. I'll tell you what's going to happen in the rest of the story when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. You know, on May 29th, I warned that a stock market crash was coming. I also warned in July. Both times, I was watching my technology, my PT2 chart, and it turned from green to red. Both in May and July, we had substantial warnings. We saw the industrials fall. We saw that the market, the Chinese market was falling, was getting worse. Oil was falling. Copper was falling. Everything was falling. But again, CNBC was telling you, hey, things are cheap. Diversify. Everything's wonderful. But my chart was giving me something different. And on both those occasions, both in May and July, I told my gang, let's short the stock market now because my PT2 chart indicated a sell-off was coming in. And we did. And we had a wonderful ride all the way down. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Some girls wish to grow up and be a princess. Other girls wish to simply grow up. May and Bailey are friends battling kidney cancer at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We developed a treatment for their cancer that's helping kids like them across America.
You know what I wish for?
What's that, honey?
My hair back. And no more cancer.
Well, girls, St. Jude is working on that.
Donate now at stjude.org or shop wherever you see the St. Jude logo.
Stock market corrections may seem like random occurrences, but the fact is, market corrections are bound to happen. But what if you could see the correction coming in advance? What if you could be prepared to short the market before it's too late? Don't get caught off guard. Become a philsgang.com member and get all the daily market information, investment strategies, and be prepared to make profits when the market is up or the market is down. You can do this for only $49.95 a month. Learn how to invest in the market, get daily coaching guidance on your investments, and take the first step of putting profits in your pocket. With philsgang.com, you just log on and get daily instructions on how to invest in the market. You don't have to worry about long-term contracts or hidden fees. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived, so just log on and enjoy the ride to profits. philsgang.com. Go to philsgang.com or give them a call today at 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. What is Phil's Gang? Phil'sGang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to Phil'sGang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
You should expect that your advisor is going to make outbound calls to you. Yes, we make outbound calls to all of our clients at least twice a year.
Twice a year? I hear my ex-wife call me more than that. You nuts? Twice a year? And she's not managing my money. Are you nuts? Twice a year? You're sitting there and the stock market's going down 1,300 points on an open, and you're hoping he calls you? No, that doesn't happen at Phil's Gang. At Phil'sGang.com, we have technology so that we're in charge of our stocks. We're in control. We don't call these crashes. We call these corrections. Look, join the gang, Phil's Gang. Be part of our gang. Be part of a correction, not a crash, using our technology. Join my gang, Phil'sGang.com. It's only $49.95. That's Phil'sGang.com, $49.95. See you on the charts.
For more information, go to Phil'sGang.com. Or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to Phil'sGang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, again, if you've been wondering, how could it be that Nike could drop from $111 down to $94, and then with a couple days later, it's back up to $112? How could that be? How could it be that Starbucks, same thing? How could it be? Does that make any sense? Starbucks drops from 50 actually dropped from $55 all the way down to $42, and 2 or 3 days later it's up to $56. It's higher than where it dropped from. How could it be? It could, and they all did the same thing. That's the same thing with Disney and Nike and Twitter and Boeing. Why? Because issuing margin calls, these bankers, issuing to margin calls to themselves, their friends, the hedge funds on Wall Street, after this kind of correction, forces their friends, investors on Wall Street, to choose between either putting up money from their cash or selling some of their stocks in gold. But here's the problem. That was going to take it by doing that, issuing margin calls. When a stock like Starbucks goes from 56 down to 42, and you borrowed money to buy it, and you're going to get issued that margin call because you're going to be in the hole. So they've got a choice. They either come up with cash or they got to start selling the stock. But there's a big problem because the banks is what led this market up since 2008. So that means the banks would take a big hit, because that's a key profit source, loaning money to these guys on Wall Street to buy stocks. That means if these banks take a big hit on profits the next quarter, then the market's going to even drop worse. So also the plunger team, so that's what the plunger team did. They said, no, let's rig the market and run these stocks back up. And here's what we'll do. We'll come in on Thursday and we'll say, we'll rig the GDP, saying, oh my God, we made a mistake. Our growth was much better than what we thought. Our growth was much better. We didn't see all that inventory, so we made a mistake. So the growth went from 2.6% to 3.2%. What's that do? Whoa, market goes up. So what is this plunger team? It's a siren. It's like the fire department. Listen to what Ron Paul says.
I think the Fed is very efficient, and the plunge protection team is very efficient, and they have gained confidence in the market that the Fed won't allow this market to drop. And this is why I've always leaned toward the assumption that the Fed is never going to raise interest rates deliberately. I think the market will raise interest rates.
That's right. The market will force interest rates to go up, and that's why Yellen has been lying and keep kicking the can down the road. Now, what do you do to benefit from this? First of all, this tells you the market is much worse than we ever imagined. This means the next crash we're going to have, and we're going to have one very soon, it's going to go down twice or three times as much. So they're trying to hold this market up to support the banks. Are you kidding me? While the country is falling apart. The country is falling apart. Terrible jobs. People don't have enough money to go to the malls, so now China, their market crashes, and we blame China. Are you nuts? So to take care of these banks and take care of Wall Street so they can make $650 billion extra, the 1 percentile in the stock market in the last 6 years, this is what they did. They said, let's not loan to Main Street small businesses that create 80% of the full-time jobs. You couldn't get a loan. You still can't get a loan if you're a business. This is what they're doing. But you know what? They're not bigger than the market. And that's why you join my gang. Because guess what? We made money on the way down. That's right. When the market dropped, we were there first. July, I had my gang all set up. And when that dropped, bam, we nailed it. On the way back up, as soon as the S&P dropped, and that dropped that big time on Friday, and then Monday, we were already short. And guess what? We bought it right away, right back at 190, catching it the other way. And same with our other stocks. We caught it going back up the other side. So that's why I tell you, look, join the gang. Because if you think you're going to invest in stocks and mutual funds and they're going to take care of you, are you nuts? The days where you buy a company because of its management, because the CEO is good at getting return on assets or return on equity, are you kidding? Or you're buying a company that's telling you to buy it because of operating margins or because of its gross profit or its revenue per share or its price to sales? No, that's all gone. Today, all you do is you invest in companies not because of what they do. Those days are over, gone forever, like the hula hoop. You invest in the companies that follow these gangsters on Wall Street. And with the technology today, you can do it. And if you don't believe it, go to my site tonight, philsgang.com. Take a look on my video. And that video will show you how we are able to catch this market, the S&P, when it dropped before anybody else did. Now, what are we going to do now? What's going to happen to the market now? It's going to go back down and test these lows. It's going to test these lows. So today, again, the market, they try to rally all these top stocks back up so to protect Wall Street, so now the banks don't have to call the margins. You understand what I'm saying? So if these all these Wall Street hedge funds, they own Starbucks and Apple and all these companies. So when you look and you look at Starbucks and you see where it started to drop on Friday near $55, now it's back to 56. Or you look at Disney, where on Friday it started to drop at 105 and now it's back up to 102. It was all the way down to 90. Just remember why they're coming back up. Because the plunger team, like Nike, dropped from 111 all the way down to 94. Now it's at 112. Because the plunger team had to save the banks again. So now the plunger team could call all their clients. Because remember, when you're sitting there in your Wells Fargo and you have outstanding in loans $59 billion, your Bank of America with $38 billion, your Morgan Stanley with $25 billion, your Citigroup with $35 billion, and you're loaning to all these people on Wall Street so they go buy stocks. Now, if they don't meet those margins, your next quarter is going to be a loss. And that means all these banks would have shown a loss and the market would go down another 20, 30%. It's still going to happen. It's just going to take longer. And if you're with me, you're going to always be on the right side of this. Because you're not going to be listening to somebody like this guy that tells everybody today to buy a Tiffany, for God's sakes. Tiffany! Are you kidding? I'll tell you what. I'll put are you kidding? They're telling people to go buy Tiffany. When Tiffany is on my chart still showing the institutions are pulling money out. There is a great opportunity here. Don't be afraid of the market. This should prove to you. And I'm not making this up. Go check out my video on my site. It shows you what I told my gang to get out. And then we took our favorite stocks, and I told all my new students that came in, and my older students, everybody just relax now. As soon as these stocks like Goldman Sachs, Intel, Caterpillar, IBM, these are our stocks, Walmart, as soon as they form a certain pattern where we see the institutions come in and start pumping money into those, then we'll start buying them one at a time. One at a time. Don't do anything I told them until that happens. So why don't you join the gang? And when the institutions start buying IBM again, and when they buy Caterpillar again, and Intel again, when we are secure, we know the institutions bought enough stock to sustain the rally, then you can buy it with the gang. So just check it out. Go to philsgang.com, check out the videos, okay? Wow. This is unbelievable. What a day this has been. But remember, nobody's bigger than the market. Nobody's bigger than the market. Remember, Tuesday, September 1st, I've been invited by Sarasota Patriots to be the special guest speaker at their town hall meeting at 6 p.m. at the Sarasota-Waltham Fire Station. That's Station 2. And there's limited seating. There really is limited seating, so you better make your reservations. Absolutely free. Go to my site, philsgang.com. All the information is there so you can sign up. So I'll be at their town hall meeting Tuesday, September 1st. And that's the Sarasota Patriots. That's at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, September 1st. That's in Venice. Okay. Sarasota. All right. Join the gang tonight, and you'll always be on the right side of these transactions. You never get caught wrong. You'll be okay. Because my gang, they're okay.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. It's up to me to make At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each